You know what time it is. You know what time it is.
How firm my friendship. Oh,
you know what time it is. Roll with them boys of the fall. You know what time it is. On the ground with a nose for the ball. You know what time it is. Blood, sweat, and them tears for this game. Leaving it all out on the field with no fear for you lames. And it's Buckeyes by a billion. We in the building with over 100,000. We represent from the uttermost to the public housing. If we don't play, our wide receivers got your secondary shook, so they cook them like Bobby Flay. Hey, stay out of my way and trust me, cause I know it's OH. Somebody please give this brother an IO. Come on.
What up, Buckeye Nation? Welcome to the Buckeye Boys, where we talk about college football with real fans. I'm Devin. That's Mello. We're back again with another big-time guest, one of the Buckeye Boys' favorites here, man. We've been following this young man's football career here so far, and excited to see where he's going to be in the future. PJ Dean, how you doing, brother?
I'm good. How are you doing? How y'all doing?
Blessed, man.
Absolutely. We're happy to be here. Happy to interview you. This is definitely something that was on the bucket list for us on interviews for the 26th class in terms of recruits. We had to have you on here. We're glad you made time for us, and we like Buckeye Nation to get to know you.
Yes, sir. Let's do it.
Yeah, chat. Don't forget to hit that like button. Take a quick moment. Share us on your X, your Instagram, your Facebook. Super chats are open as well. You got any questions for PJ you want to ask? Put it in a super chat. It'll pop up on the screen here. We'll get it asked for you. PJ, let's dive into it, man. So obviously, big time recruit now. Recruited by all the big schools in the nation. Have went from offensive line, and now we're here in defensive line. You're right in the midst of it. But what got you here? Why football? Like, how young were you when you started playing football? Do you have family members that played football? Like, why football, man?
Really, my older brother, like Jared Wilson. Yeah, he's the center of the New England Patriots now. He was the center at Georgia this past year. So he's the one who really got me into everything. He was the one who I was middle school, 6th grade. I was 11 years old. I was like 6 foot, like 215, 220 pounds. Like,
Dang.
I was playing basketball, so I thought that was going to be like my thing. But he was like, yeah, no, you're going to go on the field. And my mom came up to me one day and was like, you want to play football? I was like, no. And then, then my brother was just like, yeah, you're playing football. You're going to be there. I was like, no, I'm not. And then next thing you know, the next Monday, I was there. So it was definitely because of him, really. I give this all to him. And just I seen how he played. I started watching it a little bit more. And then I just started seeing what it was doing for him, because at the time he had just started going up and getting offers and things like that. So I was just seeing that. I was like, hey, free college, you're doing this.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Shout out to your brother.
Yeah, for sure. Now, big bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
So did he ever take you out and work with you, train you a little bit one-on-one? Like, was he your main trainer?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, yeah, him, because I've been working out with him since I first started playing football. Like, anytime he would go work out with his O-line coach, I would be there right with him, just mimicking him, doing everything he was doing. So it was just trying to get above just above my age, so it was just like, yeah, really, he also showed me a couple of times what he could do. So yeah, I got some experience on that.
So is that how you initially started playing the O-line, or did you play other positions as well?
Oh, at Pop Warner, I played everything. I played fullback, I played tight end, played linebacker, I played literally everything. Yeah, it wasn't no one show go for me in Pop Warner.
Yeah, speaking of that, man, before we dive in to the Ohio State side of things, I do kind of want to ask you about that, man, because at one point in time you were rated as like the top interior offensive lineman in the nation. Then you switched to defensive line, and people, is he defensive tackle? Is he defensive end? What is he? Can you kind of just give us a rundown of that timeline a little bit, like during your recruiting process, and how things switched from this position to this position?
Okay, so I came into high school about 6'3", 330 pounds. So
Dang.
yeah, I was
Golly.
I was pretty stacked. So the sophomore year it started coming off a little bit. So I got down to like 300, like 290. In junior year, we made a really big drop because of the coaching switch, and then I went from like 290 to like 270, and it was just kind of just I felt like just I don't know. Honestly, I was kept just dropping weight, just dropping, and it was just like I was like, man, hold up. I mean, I was going on the defensive line, so I was just thinking and just like, could I do this? A couple of schools were talking to me about it, a couple like local schools around here were talking to me about it, so I started just thinking more about it and things like that. So I just hey brought it to everybody's attention. Then I went to the Under Armour camp, won D-line MVP. So it was just like, hey, might be able to play defensive line. So, and then more colleges started talking to me about it. Then Ohio State eventually started talking to me about it. And Coach Jay loves my film, so on defensive line. So it's just like, yeah.
So where exactly does Coach LJ see you on the defensive line? Does he see you as a 3-1 tech or 5 or?
He sees me as a versatile big. So he wants me as like a 3-5. Like he wants me like to be moved around. He wants me on one-on-one matchups, and that's why I love it so much there. That's why they're so highly in my top three. So it's just like knowing what he wants me to do in their scheme and things like that. It's just like okay, I love it. It's just like because it matches me. So
yeah.
So where are you sitting now? Like, what are you still trying to drop weight? Are you trying to stay where you're at? Where are you at now?
I'm trying to gain weight. I'm 6'4", 255 pounds. So, well, 260 now, kind of heavy because of OBs. Not gonna lie. So,
Yeah.
Eating on them OVs, huh?
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. So yeah,
Who
I'm
had the
kind
best food?
yeah. So yeah, I really want to get to 270, 275, get back up to that range, but the right way. So just want to make sure all of it is really good.
Yeah. Amen.
That's good.
Well, man, on that note, let's dive into the Ohio State stuff, man. So when did that relationship with Ohio State start to form? Like, who was the first coach to reach out to you, and when was it?
Coach Fry, that was we started talking my junior year, and then he offered me like a month later when we were talking, and then after the big coaching change, the entire offensive staff reached out to me and was like, "We still want you here, even though that Coach Fry had went to the NFL." So it was just like seeing all that, I was just like, "Wow, that's lit." So when I made the switch, I was just kind of just like hesitant. I was like, I don't know if anybody's gonna mess with me anymore because I'm not gonna lie, I'm just natural on the D line. I'm really raw. I don't. There's very few technique. I know a couple of things, but it's just like most things you see is just very raw. So it's just I wasn't really sure about it myself, and then they were just telling me like, hey, like you're raw like that. There's no way like this things like that. They started saying that to me, and I brought it to their attention, and then they loved it. So they ran with it.
Yeah, and I think some coaches, like especially a legend and the GOAT in terms of LJ, they might like that raw factor, right? That might attract them to him. Why? Because they can mold you. You're a blank canvas. So, like everything they teach you, you don't have bad habits, right? You're just doing things naturally. So when they tell you to do something, you're going to do it exactly the way they tell you to do it from the first time because you don't know any other way. So I think it's very attractive for a coach like LJ, who's the greatest developer of a D lineman in the history of college football. So it actually might have worked in your favor going that route in terms of Ohio State.
That's very much what he said, actually.
Yeah, I bet.
He said you have no tools in your toolbox. So if I give you the tools, there's no way you can mess them up. So he was just saying stuff like that. Cause I was just there this past weekend. So it was just that Sunday before I left, he was just letting me know like, yeah, you're a priority. Like, I want you rushing the passer. So I'm just like, things like that. Yeah, it's very
that's good stuff.
A coach like that.
Yeah, I bet he's a legend, man. You just saw this past draft what the Ohio State defensive line didn't you?
It was insane. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah,
Yeah,
thank God.
yeah. Hey, and I got so many questions I want to ask you, but I'll start here, man. Kind of tell us what it is that you're looking from out of a school. Now we know the development, the brotherhood, the family, and definitely mention those things, what it is. But just maybe a little in depth of, hey, what are you really looking for now at this point in time in your recruitment? Like your top three, they have all these things. They might have the development, the education, all these things, but what are you looking for that's going to separate that school and really going to pull away to have a leader here?
Really, the players aspect of everything. These past OVs, I was really getting the players aspect of things. Because the coaches can say one thing, but some players, like the players who don't play, like the players who are walk-ons, like they're gonna tell you the real. Because like they're walk-ons, they're like, well, they're
Right.
gonna get from it. So it's just like just getting their perspectives on things and how does it go from day to day? Is it like they brush everybody, like is it like selective people they just like or whatever? Is it biased around here? Like things like that. I ask them and just like how is it like on a day to day for like do you struggle, like do you have problems? Just like getting everybody's perspective on like the entire just everything instead
And
of
what
like, star players.
and what
Yeah.
have you guys what have they been telling you, and in terms of like a broad paintbrush of what they've been telling you, and then in terms of what you're hearing about Ohio State, are they saying like it is what you see and what they're saying it is, or is it something a little bit different, like maybe there's a little favoritism or seniority here?
No, they said it is a bit different than what they say, just because of how close they are and just how much like when I was there, I realized like everybody was so much closer. When we were bowling, everybody was there. It was like everybody was just so close together. No matter if they were a walk on, no matter if they were a just like a recruiting assistant, like everybody was just so tightly knit and close. It was just like no other thing I've seen, to be honest. Like the brotherhood there, like truly is like everything people say it is.
Yeah.
It
Yeah,
is. Is.
that's one of the blessings, man, about being a fan of Ohio State is, before me and Mello started doing YouTube, we were just like the on the outskirts fan in terms of we only had certain information we could read and stuff. Doing this now, we've had the blessing of interviewing players and parents that are in that locker room and that play for these coaches, and to hear their feedback of exactly what you're saying, that brotherhood, because we always hear Ryan Day say his number one thing, right, is raising these young men the right way. Like he wants to create men, right, not just football players, men the right way. And you see the faith aspect of Ohio State, and the brotherhood, the academics there, the whole nine yards. It's a pretty impressive thing to sit back and see. So I'm glad that you're being able to see that. Me and Mello, we're into this recruiting stuff, and we've interviewed a lot of parents, like I said, and it's always interesting to hear the different support groups that recruits have around them. So, can you kind of tell us about the support groups that you have surrounding you? Is it your parents, or like who's that group of people that's going to help you make this decision?
Really, my mom and my brothers. Really, just
Oh man.
yeah. It's my mom, my brothers. Yeah, especially my mom. She has
Yeah,
no block, man. She has four of us by herself, so it's just like she likes you. I love you. So it's just like
amen.
things like that. Like if my mom feels comfortable, like with just me, with her leaving me there, especially with, I ain't gonna say it, but I'm the favorite child. Not gonna lie, yeah. So,
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
so
I don't
just
know. Big Bro's in the NFL. He writing them checks right now. You know what I'm
nah.
saying?
Like he is. Oh, he.
My question
Not.
is in regards to that. I want to stay right there. I saw an interview, the interview that I was talking about earlier, where I got in trouble. I think it was like a month ago, and you guys were talking. It was you and your mom, and you were talking about how your mom and you as a family already went through this process with your older brother, right? He went to UGA. I hope he's not trying to talk in your ear about UGA that much. But Buckeyes is better. Just let him know that.
Yeah.
And You were talking about how you guys don't want to see the facilities like that in terms of the weight rooms and all that because you saw a lot of that already. You just want to get to the business and see how you're going to be used and everything. So in terms of that, in terms of Columbus, do you can you see yourself being used properly here? Can you see yourself living in Columbus? Can you see the growth of the city and in terms of how it could enhance your lifestyle and make you a better man? Is that something that speaks out to you in terms of Columbus and Ohio State itself? Because obviously all P4 D1 facilities are going to have everything you need in terms of rest, recovery, and maintaining games, but does it have the aspect off the field in terms of the life that you want to live, in terms of that revenue you want to maybe go out and seek? Is that something you can see yourself here?
Yes, sir, for sure. Because when we were on the OV, they were talking to us about how like the networks they have and how much like the internships they give their players. Like some of their players are going all the way to Oregon just to get like internships and stuff like that. Like they're setting their guys up for real life and not just football. Like so, just seeing that and just everything he's doing with them, just he is building men. Like he wants that. Like that's his main thing. He's not just about football. Sure, like it's cool to be three and out, but he wants people to get he wants you to get a degree in the three. That if you're there, you want to get three and out. So
Yeah,
he wants to make sure you're prepared for life after football. So you're just not there just for football.
Yeah.
So it's just really he really pushes that a lot, and which I noticed that on the official visit. The official visit really just stood out a lot more. He was just getting more into depth on how much like they treat their players, like their faith. Like that's another thing that really pops out to me is just the faith. Like the entire that part really blew me out the water. They had a whole like section just for like faith because they're really big into that. Like that
yeah,
part stood out to me just because 'cause I'm my family, my granddad loved that because he was there too, and he soaked that up. So it was just
Amen.
yeah. So just
and we
that.
don't have speeding tickets and people driving their houses. You got to remember that too.
Hey, in terms of speaking to your mom earlier in Ohio State, what's she think about Ohio State, man? Does she give the approval, the go ahead if you decide that's the place for you?
Yes, sir. She loves Ohio, especially the city, because it's all big old buildings and stuff. It's all glam and stuff at night and things like that. So,
Yeah,
yeah, she loves it down there. Because the first visit blew her out the park. Because she already expected a lot, but she didn't expect what we got in the spring visit already. So when we came up here, she just loved it even more.
yeah, that's good stuff. Hey, dude, I gotta ask you too. I don't mean to put you on the spot here, but your brother, man, went to Georgia. I mean, does that have an impact? I mean, if I try to put myself in your situation, and I had a brother who went to college, I try to think about that scenario, whether I'd be pulled to that place or not. And I don't know if I can answer that question. You know what I mean? I don't really know, but does it have somewhat of a pull for you? Or are you just in this carving your own path here?
Yeah, I've always been that because people really don't think sometimes they'd be like, "Oh, that's your brother," because we have two different last names. My name is Pierre Dean. This is Jared Wilson. So
Yeah,
it's I want to carve out my own thing, but sometimes I do get, "Oh, his brother goes to Georgia. He's gonna go to." No,
Yeah,
I'm my own person. I'm not gonna lie. It's me and my brother. That's my brother. I love him to death, but we are two different people, two completely different people. So
yeah,
right.
some of the things he needs, some of the things he likes, he goes with. I probably don't like or go with. So it's just like things like that. Like we have two different fits probably. So just things like that. And just my mom always has been bugging me out about that since freshman year. She's like, don't try and just follow your brother and just go there because he's going there. Like expand your options. And he's been saying that too. Really, he's been the one driving it too. Even though he does want me to go there, but he's like, if it's not for you, don't go there. Because like, if you hate it, you're gonna hate it. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, because once you're there, you're there. So yeah, my whole
yeah.
yeah,
family isn't biased towards it. Besides my brother, a little bit, but like,
yeah.
so it's just like, yeah, just
You just got to tell Big Bro, like, you played O-line. You had a different coach in your room. I got the GOAT over here at Ohio State. Y'all don't got the GOAT over there
on the dark side
in that
now.
D-line room.
What'd you say?
I'm on the dark side now.
Love it, man. So as far as you're mentioning all these things, and I'm just curious, could you tell us real fast the official visits that you've been on so far, your top three, just for those that don't know?
I've been to South Carolina, the University of Georgia, and Ohio State, the University of Ohio State.
Yeah.
I mean, there you go, man. So you've said all these things about Ohio State, and I'm just curious because I know that probably each university gets its own little feel, right? They have their own little twang to it, if you may. What is it about Ohio State? What's different? You've described a lot of things about Ohio State, but I guess I'm curious: is that different compared to the other places that you've been?
Really, just how just everybody operates. To be honest, like the whole just like Coach Jay is he doesn't yell, he doesn't cuss. He I mean, sure, he gets into his guys, but he's uplifting his guys. Like he's really faithful and he's really into faith. So like he brings that into coaching, and that's something like I'm really looking into deep because it's like wow, I ain't never seen nothing like that like ever. Like I've been on a couple of visits, not gonna lie. So it's just I've seen all types of coaches. So it's like seeing that like that is just it's low key like dang, I could just do everything. I run through a brick wall. He's not even yelling. Like so it's like everything like that's like it's really just amazing like how he coaches his players and what he does with his players and just seeing how the other coaches and how they go with their players and how much the players love their coach like just stuff like that like into the thing like you don't really see anybody arguing over there. You don't really see like much of anything because I seen them practice one time when I was down there on Friday, so it was just seeing that was just a lot better. It was everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to ask. I mean, we kind of hit parts of it, but can you describe your OV from like the beginning when you left your house and the process, the first day you got there, what you guys did, and then all the way to when you left?
Oh, we were so busy. Ooh, we. There are two.
You don't have to give us every single detail. It might be
Yeah,
here for a
just like the
while,
main
huh?
points.
Really just the meetings really with Coach Matt Patricia and Coach Jay, Coach Day. Just really the defensive meetings and how they get down the defensive room, where they see me as a fit. Just that was the first day. That was all the meetings, and then the second day it was a lot more meetings. It was meetings with Coach Jay again. I was meeting with nutritionists and things like that because about my weight, so things like that. So I was the second day, then the third day I had a meeting with Coach Day bright and early. He really that was a great conversation. That was an amazing conversation. It was more on a deeper level than the football level, if anything. So yeah, and my mom and granddad were in there. So yeah, it was really it was great. It was amazing. And then we had to meet with Coach Jay. That's always fantastic. So
Yeah.
yeah,
That's good. It's good stuff, man. You mentioned the nutritionalist. Well, dang, I can't say that word right, but you know what I'm saying.
Nutritionist.
Yeah, nutritionist. What's Ohio State telling you in terms of that? Have they given you a direction, a plan, like for you in terms of that, like where they want you? They want you putting on weight or whatnot, and then like your plan for the future. You said that you're just going to be used all over the line, correct?
yes sir. They're definitely wanting to put weight on me, but the right way. So it's
Yeah.
around the 280 range, 285. He said he would never want me over 290. So just things like that. And I was just, and when he said that, I was like, wow. So 'cause I thought he wanted me to get up to like 300 and get like big nose. So I was just like, hey, he was like, nah, he's like, you're too athletic for that. So he was just, he told them about that, and they kind of just gave me a slight little rundown on like what it would be like for me to gain that weight in a couple of days, and if I don't make the weight, then I'm coming bright and early, and just scarf food down, I guess. So it's just like
Yeah.
things like that. So yeah,
It doesn't sound, you being at the O line before, you told us like the weight you were at. It doesn't sound like you would have much of a problem stacking that weight on, getting back up to 290. Now, doing it the right way is a little bit different, but I still
yeah,
don't feel like if you've been at that weight already, you would have zero issues doing that. It sounds like.
at all. I'm not gonna lie, because it's kind of easy for me. It's kind of easy for me to gain weight. I'm not gonna lie. I put on weight kind of easily. Now I cut weight even faster, but
Yeah.
so but yeah, it's very easy for me to put on weight. It's just a matter of me keeping it on. It's kind of hard now, so but I'm definitely I'm getting there.
Yeah.
So what's your perspective on the defense as a whole in general this upcoming season from what you glean from your meetings and stuff? And what do you how do you feel about Matt Patricia as a coach and as a recruiter?
With that meeting with him, he is a character. Coach Patricia is a character. I love Coach Patricia. I'm not gonna lie. My mom loves him. Like he's really a. I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna let you like do your athletic things. Like I'm gonna let you play your game. He's that type of coach. But he's gonna give you the call, but he said I can't play the thing for you. So
Yeah.
whenever you get there, it's just I want you to do that at full speed. I want you to play fast, all that. So it's just his type of coaching style is very NFL-ish in my opinion. That's why I really look deep into Ohio State, because it's just the coaching standpoint, just the defense and everything of the stand, like just everything.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Yeah.
really high tech with everything they do. They're really like very like pinpoint on everything they do. Like he was going through clips of everything, like on how he would like play me and how he would want me to play. So it's just things like that I would just pay attention to. So that meeting was amazing, and then just his character aside from that, he was just cracking up. Like I'm like, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, man, this has been an inspiring, really fun interview, man. It's been really cool talking to you. I love the way you expand on your answers and give detail, man. So kind of wrapping up here. Do you have any idea as far as making a decision? Your officials are done, it sounds like, as of now. So where are you at in terms of possibly making a decision?
Right now, I still don't know. Right now, I'm not gonna lie. It's
Yeah.
definitely, but probably the earliest I'll probably do. I was thinking about my birthday, which is June 27th. That would probably that's like in like a week, but that's kind of that's a little early. So I'm still kind of hesitant on that. So yeah,
Gotcha.
that's probably the day right now.
Well,
Yeah.
happy birthday, bro. Early.
Appreciate it. You know,
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I'm 17.
Well, man, Mello, you got any final questions?
We
Any
appreciate you,
final
man. I
thoughts?
feel like you fit this culture perfectly. Hopefully you feel the same, and hopefully we'll be having a new interview coming up with you, just telling Buckeye Nation what to expect from you when you get to Columbus in January.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all for interviewing me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no doubt. Same what Mello said. If you decide you want to commit to the Buckeyes, you need a place to do it, dude. You're more than welcome to come back on this channel and tell everybody you're a Buckeye. That would be fantastic. But no matter where you go, we'll be watching you and cheering you on, man. You're a great young dude with a good head on your shoulders. Sound like a great support group. Come from a good family. So keep up whatever it is you're doing. And I love hearing that faith in Jesus, man. Jesus is absolutely everything, and everything to me, everything to Mello. So it's really cool to see someone as young as you definitely going the path you're going. You're going to be a leader. You're going to be in a position to where, I mean, kids your age and younger, and some even older sometimes, are going to be listening to what you got to say, because they want what you got. That's that success. So, God's got a path for you, man. It's cool to see you opening up your eyes and your ears to the Lord and following the path he has for you. So definitely excited to see that, man. We appreciate you. God bless, and best of luck on your journey.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all. Have a good rest of y'all night.
Yeah, you
OH.
as well.
Yes, sir. Go Bucks.
At least he did it with the hands, though.
Yeah, he did.
I knew
Yeah.
you weren't going to do it. I had to slide that in.
Now I was literally in the middle. I was like, dude, I just went on this like Jesus spiel. I'm not about to be like, OH. I should have though.
Don't worry, I did it for us, bro.
I know, bro. It's like, all right, whatever, dude. I like it. But again, I'm not quite sure you could ask for anything better to be said. And before your mind starts reeling there, I've always asked myself, hey, man, they know we're Buckeye fans. Like, how much are these kids coming on these interviews and telling us what we want to hear, right? And I do think that sometimes that happens, but I do not think that just happened. This dude seemed very genuine and fits the mold of recruits that Ohio State is recruiting. So there was a lot of, there's this thing going around right now on the message boards. We know how Buckeye fans are and the recruiting, and everybody's like, oh, not sure how much the Buckeyes want them because of the weight thing. Not sure what position. Well, it sounds like that wasn't a thing. It sounds like, they have a very specific plan for him. Larry Johnson told him he is a big priority for the Buckeyes, which makes all the sense to me. The dude is a pretty good football player, comes from a family background, has a good head on his shoulders, and this is what he wants to do. So, Mello, any thoughts on that?
Man, I think you hit it right on the head. I think Charles Parker also hit it on the head. Jesus is okay with a good OH. And
Yes,
shout out to Duda, man, for being a member for 6 months. But yeah, I would love to have him in this class. Why not? I understand if they feel like, oh, he lost weight. Well, this is Ohio State. We watched them put 20 pounds on a super lean Devin Sanchez just during winter workouts. What are they going to do with a kid that used to be 300 pounds? You think they can't put 20 pounds on him real quick, easily, with Coach Mick? So I think it would be foolish for people to just assume that LJ would just write somebody off for Ohio State just because they're 255 or 260 pounds, which is still not a little guy. And you still got months to go. So with that being said, hopefully he picks the Buckeyes. I think he's a great cultural fit. I think he's a great fit for the room. And he obviously has an elite skill set. Even UGA is after him. But Columbus isn't UGA, and LJ is not whoever their D-line coach is. We saw their D-line underperform for the past 2 seasons. Ours is not. People are saying LJ is under recruiting, but yet our D-lines always perform. So, I mean, is he under recruiting or is he over developing? Or maybe he's recruiting exactly like he's supposed to and how Ohio State wants to recruit. And maybe they're not looking at the star rankings because they have their own eye and their own evaluation process, which I think they're more elite than Steve Wiltfong and any of these other guys. This is what they do. And LJ is literally the GOAT. So you guys can relax and chill out.
Yeah, people were all up in arms because Wilfong put in a thing that USC is in the lead for Luke Wafel now that he visited there. And it's just like, holy crap, dude. I mean, let's let this thing play out. I get it, though. Let's let it play out, though. I mean, it's Con 3.
Right.
I mean, the same place that said Chris Henry Jr. was flipping to Oregon.
Yep.
Multiple times. The same place that came out after Chris Henry said, I'm shutting down my recruitment. And Caden Dixon-White said, I'm shutting down my recruitment. And put out articles 2 or 3 days later stating that, oh, I really doubt they're shutting down their recruitment. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, so, yes,
the
there are
same place that said Braylon Womack doesn't have Ohio State in their top 3, which was hilarious.
So, that happens when kids go on visits. They get, on their high horse, and then it settles down, and they make good decisions. So, I mean, the Carter Meadows news coming out of the visit is phenomenal, right? Really good news there. The PJ Dean news, we just heard it right here firsthand. I would go with this before I would go with the message board or articles that are written. The KJ Ford, phenomenal, good stuff. I mean, recruit we're talking to about Larry Johnson is saying nothing but positive things. So it's just confusing to me. I understand the whatever with the misses on the trail, 22, 23 class. Last year there wasn't a miss. He filled the room all the way up with good players. So we'll see. I'm just going to reserve. Now, I promise you'll see me on here. I'll be the first one to say if I feel like there was lacking in the players that we signed. I'll say it in 2 seconds. If you've been around here, Buckeye Boys, for a minute, you heard my thoughts on Justin Fry, how things are going. He made me eat my words too. So
yeah, we did a whole emergency live when we missed out on David Sanders. I drove to this kid's freaking commitment wearing all Ohio State gear. I was the only person in Ohio State gear in the building.
Oh,
and those kids, those teenagers were ruthless. And I said, well, he ain't going to win a natty. We winning a natty. Now what? And that's exactly what happened. I wish I could go back to a school and be like, who's laughing now? Just to be petty. I'm 40 years old trying to get in a petty argument with some 16 and 15-year-olds, man. You should have seen it. They were looking at me so dirty on the way out.
Oh, man, I'm just cracking up thinking about you walking in that gym just all orange. Only one red dot going through the stands.
It was, man. Seriously, that's exactly how it was. They had the one basketball player that played for the Celtics that went to Tennessee coming off the Celtics championship run. He's a light-skinned dude. I forget his name, but he was there. It was so obvious he was picking Tennessee too. And I'm just sitting here like, dag, I think I'm wasting my time here.
I remember talking to you on the phone. You called me before he committed, and you're like, yeah, it's over. He's not committing to the Buckeyes. So
right.
I was like, oh, crap. Hey, let's bust this trivia question out. I don't know if anybody is going to get it. Good luck. That's all I got to say. Hopefully you're a big Mike Doss fan. Get this question right.
Oh, if it's Mike Doss, they're going to get it. Somebody's going to get it for sure.
All right. Well, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
How many tackles did Mike Doss have in his career to lead all Ohio State defensive backs in this category? I'll look into that. No. Hey, Carter Moore got it.
Did he?
Yeah.
331?
Yeah, 331. I have no idea how somebody got that right.
Good job, Carter Moore.
Carter Moore's not on our list of competitors, is he? Or
no.
Carter, did you change your name? Are you a new listener to the show? We appreciate you watching if you are. You just earned yourself a point with a chance to win a free ticket to the Washington game. So hopefully you're a Buckeye fan. Carter Moore. Ticket to the. All right. 1 point. That'll do her. We will what's today? Monday? Yeah. So tomorrow, we have an interview tomorrow.
Let me check real quick.
I don't know yet. Maybe. We got a lot of people coming on, man. Darius Gray, Jameer Perez, Brady Edmonds. They're all coming on the show in the next 5 week or something like that. So make sure you got the alert bell hit if you want to hear from some potential future Buckeyes and our 2027 quarterback. If you want to hear from the 2028 running back that just committed to us, go over on the Scoop channel. We did an episode today at 6:00. It's over there. Carter, we'll definitely try to get Tyler Atkinson on here. We've been trying to get Tyler Atkinson on here.
That one's hard.
But as you can imagine, it's pretty difficult. So you'd be surprised how hard it is to try to get these guys on the show, how much like work it is to go all this research, find out how to get a hold of these people, man. They're all over the place.
Just think about how many times we had we're on for Deuce Gerald's, and then it was off, and then it was on. And then when you show up and you're like, oh, I got to cancel. Huh?
Has he come on the show yet?
No, but he was supposed to come on like 3 or 4 times, and then we
Yeah,
just kind of like,
I could have swore he would have been on here by now because we've literally scheduled him 3 times. The first 2 times I put a show up. The third time, like,
yep,
I ain't putting a show up. You know what I mean?
until he
You're not
shows
getting
up.
me. Yeah, I think he's coming on too. I think he's probably coming on, guys. So we'll see. Uh, but yeah, we'll have some updates tomorrow. If we don't do an interview, we'll go over the official visits with some details of our own that we have discovered directly from sources. So tune in for that tomorrow. Mello, anything else?
No, we appreciate you guys being here and just coming to listen to the kids. We love recruiting. We want you guys to hear the information directly. Without us doing this, we would be in the dark as well. We believe everything Con3 and 247 and all those guys are writing. And a lot of it, as you get through this process and you talk to the kids even offline, you realize they're just throwing spaghetti at a wall and seeing if it sticks or not. Because
Literally.
a lot of this stuff is just wild. Like, just the fact that they said Braylon Womack had us not in his top 3 a while ago, and I just sent out a little message, and everybody's laughing at them like they're a joke. And then you see Savion Hyder had to tweet out directly at people like, I never said that. I never talked to you. Like, what are you doing trying to say where I'm going to go? So this is why we do it, so you guys can hear directly from the sources. If they play it up, they play it up. That's not our job to judge that. That's up to you guys to decide if you want to believe them or if you don't, but at least you're hearing directly from them. And for instance, Lamar Brown came on and I flat out asked him, where does Ohio State stand? Do they have a chance? It was so late in this process. And he just flat out said no. Yeah. We have no chance, and he's not doing an OV. But he still came on here, and you guys got to hear directly from him. So there's no spin going on over here. What they say is what they say. So I hope you guys enjoy that. And if you're a fan of recruiting, I feel like honestly, just being modest, that we do the best job in terms of recruiting out of these podcasts right now. We're bringing it directly to you from the sources themselves.
And on that note, there are players currently committed to the Buckeyes that have not announced yet. That is for the kid to announce.
Yeah,
and they're ready to announce that. So all we can do is tell you, yes, there are people committed, and you will have to wait till they announce that publicly. We will never, ever announce anything before a kid does, if we are privileged to that information. But there's a big one who's probably going to be announcing here sometime soon. So that's good stuff.
Yep.
But yeah, that's going to do her. So we appreciate you guys for joining us tonight. Hit that like button if you already haven't done that. Tell your friends about us and share us on your Instagram, Facebook, X, all that good stuff. But we appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Go Buckeyes. OH.
IO.